Hey everybody, how's it going today? Let me put on my glasses so I can kind of sort of see you. Maybe I have some schmutz on my glasses. Maybe I won't. Okay. Anyway, everything's a blur, so if I look in the wrong spot, hey, it's all right. Okay. A lot of you guys had a bunch of questions on how my mom is doing. Thank you for inquiring. Thank you for passing along your thoughts and prayers for her. If you guys don't know, in the last couple of months, my 89-year-old mom, who I care for, has been admitted to the hospital twice, each time for a week, and it's been an adventure. Taking care of her, taking care of the dog, taking care of the animals, taking care of working full time, taking care of the house, all the chores, all the stuff. So yeah, it's been a second, so I thought I would catch you up. So, all right. So she was in the hospital a couple of times, and we had a couple of downturns. She's okay now, but uh, what is seemed to be a couple of permanent things. One of the permanent thing was after her first hospital stay, she lost the ability to transfer on her own, and also she lost the ability to sit up on her own. So which they're both necessary for autonomous function. Yeah, it's really a help even if you're transferring somebody from chair to bed to chair, that they can actually put weight on their legs so that when you get them up, you can just pivot them around and have them sit. And that's not happening anymore. So that was a permanent thing. And even sitting up in the bed, or being able to sit forward in the chair so that I can hook my elbows under her armpits and lift her up and then physically transfer. She can't do that anymore. So I have to do things like um, sit her up in bed, pivot her physically, and have her sit up in bed, and I have to say, put your feet down, put your feet down, put your feet down, because her feet are up like, ah. So, yeah, it's gotten to that point. And I know that when an elderly person sits up after being in bed, it's like the world is spinning. But I need her in a position where her feet are not flat on the floor, or as much on the floor as she can get. And I need her sitting up straight so that I can adjust to putting my elbows under her arms and transfer her. So yeah, those are the two things she can't do anymore. So um, I did order a Hoyer lift, and her PCP graciously ordered her a Hoyer lift, and signed all of the papers, so we don't have to pay for it. It's one of those rental things from the hard. It's from another agency, but we haven't used it. It's big, it's bulky, and by the time you do all the things to get her up and into it, so you can lift her up without her slipping out of it. You can just pick her up, and because she's that light, because she's a little lady. So anyway, um, a couple of changes. One of the changes is we switched on the hospital's recommendation. Um, we switched PCPs to our our PCP office is large enough that it has a geriatric unit. So yay! So we switched PCPs to a geriatric PCP, and that is good. Because instead of trying to get her up and get her dressed and get her going and sit her in the car and drive her up, and try to get her out of the car and try to get her to the doctor's, and it's just so it is physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting. It just takes hours. This basically you plan out most of your day to do that. Instead of that, the geriatric PCP comes to your house. It's like, thank goodness, they finally understand. They came to your house. So basically, well, she did switch PCPs. The PCP she has now is good. We met with a new PCP who came to the house, which is wonderful. Um, I got to meet the new PCP, and instead of when my mom came home the two times she came home from the hospital, she had a visiting nurse to come. The visiting nurse was about 2 years old. Each of them were 2 years old. They would go and they would pretend to listen. Oh, she has clear lungs. Yeah, she doesn't have clear lungs, honey. She doesn't have clear lungs. They pretend to listen to her lungs. Oh yeah, her lungs are really clear, and you're like, no. But you're like, okay, we'll go through this farce. And so they pretend to take her blood pressure. And my mom has such quiet heartbeat, and I can't listen. I have a stethoscope. I can't get. I can't get a heartbeat there, and I've gotten a mechanical blood pressure cuff because I can't get the pulse to listen. So, oh yeah, you're good blood pressure. Uh-huh. Because they do it manually. I'm like, hey, are you sure you can hear? Oh yeah. I don't think so. So anyway, the new PCP came in first. I talked with her a bit because there was somebody who came before, and I wasn't home, and they did the wishes, basically the sheet that has the DNR and stuff. It's pink. It has a DNR. What do you want? DNR. What do you want if you're not able to communicate your wishes? So, and they filled it out. The first nurse that came filled it out wrong. Filled it out with my mom. My mom is complete dementia. She is almost 100% dementia now. Um, So I had to talk with her PCP about that. They filled out this pink form. You can't fill out the pink form with my mother. My mother has dementia. She can't tell you her wishes. Oh, like, why don't you go evaluate my mother and then come back? So the PCP went in, and she actually spent quite a lot of time with my mom, which was great. She spent about an hour here, a little bit over. Sorry, that's a quail if you hear him in the background. She spent quite a lot of time with my mom, asking her things like evaluating, oh, how much dementia does she have? Oh, yeah, she got severe dementia. I had told her before she went into the room that the hospital had activated my healthcare proxy. Basically, when you have healthcare proxy and you have somebody listed as your healthcare proxy, evidently it's not activated until a doctor activates it. And I said the hospital activated it. The hospital, I should be asked all these questions. And before she evaluated my mom, she was like, no, no, no. After she evaluated my mom, she's like, I am permanently activating you as your mother's healthcare proxy. Activated, that's it. Like, okay, all right, we're good. My mom answered questions like, she asked, like, well, how many children do you have? My mother happily answered 9, which is 3 times the amount of children she has that she has born. So, anyways, where did you live? Where did you live? Where did you live? And the place I grew up, my parents lived there from like 1970 to when we sold the house in 2015. And so that was 45 years, and my mother went 2. Oh, we were there 2 years. Okay. So, and according to my mom, she has a sister. So, okay, all right, all right. Anyway, so you get it. So she kind of failed at that, but she saw that my mother was good, and she examined my mom, and she came out and we talked a little while longer, and she said, let me go through these medications. Yes, let's go through the medications. That was good. It's something I've always wanted to talk to the doctor about, and the other doctors have kind of all ditched me. My mom had PCP, a lung and a lung person, a lung and allergy person, and a psychiatrist. So she has 3 doctors that she went to see on a regular basis. And you have to not chase them around, but you have to figure out how to get the medications and whatnot. So the PCP was sat down and was like, this is just a huge amount of medications, and your mom shouldn't be on them. And which I said, yes. I've been asking the doctors about that all along. Right? So, but so she sat down and she said she doesn't need the statin, she doesn't need this, she doesn't need that, she doesn't need this anymore. What's she on this for? It's like, oh, yeah, she's on an anticoagulant because she might have had a TIA, whatever they call it. Might have had one. They suspect might have had one about 20 years ago, but she bruises really, really easily, and she's like, I don't think she needs this anymore. And I can concur with that. If you're looking at her and she crosses her legs and she has bruising on her legs for crossing her legs, and she doesn't cross them like whack. She crosses her legs and there's bruises. Yeah, she's on the anticoagulant is a little bit much. So she took her off a whole bunch of medicines. She's going to step her down on her psychiatric medicines. because it's been 10 years that, well, she was on a whole bunch of psychiatric medicines. Then 10 years ago, I brought her to a psychiatrist, and they changed the medication so that my mom, the medication was making my mom sleep 21 hours a day. So we switched them so she could function. And now it's like these aren't necessary anymore, and all of the psychiatric medication they're on minimal doses anyway. So we she's going to look into maybe discontinuing some or almost all of them. Um, so we'll see what happens with that. So my mom's medication list has been cut. I don't have to go to the pharmacy every other day to pick up more medications. So yeah, things like that. Um, so basically she went through all that. My mom has some blood work that my the PCP has been monitoring her blood work because she does have elevated kidney issues, and that's to be expected. We were told that we've been told that like for over a decade. It's the kidney is not doing well. So it's going to get a little bit worse and a little bit worse, and we're seeing that right now. So she wants to keep track of her kidney function and to see what's going on. But anyway, guess what's going on with my mom? So my mom is sleeping or laying down now, and the aide comes every day. She helps my mom out during the day and feeds her lunch and whatnot. So that's good. So that's what's going on with my mom. She can no longer make decisions on her own, and I'm gonna make a separate video, but for this wishes, whatever. Um, so I'm gonna have to fill that out again. I guess it's a good idea. My mom filled this out in like 2017. I don't have my glasses on. My mom filled this out in 2017, and it was for if something happened to her then. And the PCP explained that while she filled it out for her health and well-being about years ago, it might not it might not be what she wants now. Now that she's frail, now that she's frail, she might not want something that would only cause her pain and discomfort. And so it's something that I'll talk about in another video. I'm sorry, this is getting very long, but I don't think it's something well, I think it's very important. And the PCP said I could override any of these decisions since I am the activated healthcare proxy. I'm going to talk about healthcare proxy in another video, and I'm going to talk about this pink sheet in another video too, because I think you really need to hear about it. But anyways, that's it in a nutshell. Mom's going downhill slowly but surely. It's me and the aide, and just a cheering section from my brother who lives thousands of miles away. But yeah, it's something that you should probably know about and at least think about, and get that if you're planning to take care of somebody, you're taking care of somebody, it's good to know and good to do some research on what can happen and what can possibly happen. So yeah, my mom goes downhill gradually. How much more is she going to go downhill? And if I haven't said it already, that the statistics are either the patient goes to, and then has a heart attack or stroke, or it just really goes off the cliff on the health and well-being scale, or they go down and they pass away of pneumonia or something like that in their bed or whatnot. So it's something that it's either a long-term thing or off the cliff. So but yeah, statistics say either they die of pneumonia or they die of something all of a suddenly comes on. So anyway, well, let me talk. I'm going to end this video, and I'll talk a little bit more about healthcare proxy and my experiences with the healthcare proxy. Anyway, so 2 thumbs up on the new PCP. That's well, two thumbs up on the PCP. I was very impressed with her. I was very impressed with her thoroughness and information and everything. She's obviously done it for a while. She's obviously teaching. She came with a student, I think, so that the student could see what she was doing and how she was making decisions. So, but it was pretty good so far. But I will, as things go on, I'll let you know. Okay. All right. I'll let you go. Take care for now. All right. Bye-bye.